Tunu could do nothing but sit and wait, pasting photos in search of Truong. But when Truong's mother came to visit and comforted Tunu, everything suddenly changed. The two women shared their pain, holding on to the hope that Truong would return, even though no one knew where he was. Will Truong be safe? And could a miracle happen to bring him back to Tunu? Find out in this thrilling, unexpected story of unforgettable love. In Tunu's small house, the atmosphere was heavy with silence. Truong's mother sat across from her, her face filled with sadness, but her gaze firm. She understood that Tunu's worries were inevitable, for she too was facing the greatest fear of her life, her son's disappearance. But despite this, she tried her best to hold on to hope, not allowing fear and sorrow to take over the young woman sitting before her. I've heard about Truong's situation, Tunu, Truong's mother, said gently, her voice lowering. I know you're worried, but we still haven't received any news about him. Don't worry too much. Truong will be fine. I know you like. We are hoping for a miracle. Tunu sat still, her hands limp at her sides, feeling as though all her strength had been drained. She looked at Truong's mother, her eyes full of helplessness. The woman's words did nothing to ease the anxiety in her heart. In fact, they only made her pain worse. She understood that Truong's mother was also suffering, but she was still trying to encourage her, staying strong for both of them. But how do you know Truong will be okay? Are you sure he's not in danger? Tunu asked, through choked sobs, tears starting to roll down her cheeks. She knew she could no longer keep her composure. Everything was just too much to bear. Truong's mother looked at Tunu, her eyes softening, but still filled with determination. I don't know, but there's nothing we can do except hold on to hope. Truong is a strong person. I believe he will make it through. You too, Tunu. You have to be stronger, not just for Truong, but also for Dewey. Her words were a reminder that stung Tunu's heart, but also gave her a small glimmer of encouragement to keep going. They sat in silence, neither of them speaking further, but no words were necessary, for their silence said everything. They shared the same pain, holding on to the same fragile hope. Tunu tried to control her emotions, but her thoughts kept returning to Truong. Each passing day only made her worry more. She couldn't accept that he might be lost forever. She posted missing person flyers, asked everyone she could, but found no clues. Every time she passed old houses, her heart would tighten, thinking that maybe Truong was somewhere out there and that one day she would hear news of him. Truong's mother looked at Tunu and softly said, I believe Truong will come back. Maybe you can't see him right now, but I think one day he'll return to us. Don't lose faith, Tunu. No matter how hard it gets, never give up hope. Tunu nodded, though her heart was still heavy with worry. But Truong's mother's words gave her a little strength. She was a strong woman, and from her Tunu learned that love and faith were essential in this journey. Even on the darkest days, even in moments of despair, she had to persevere. They sat there for a long while in silence, but it was a silence full of understanding. Tunu could feel the warmth from Truong's mother, and in that moment, she understood that no matter what, she wouldn't give up. She would keep searching for Truong. She would keep hoping, and one day, they would meet again, under the lights of the wedding they had both dreamed of. Truong's mother placed her hand on Tunu's shoulder, encouraging her to stay strong. Her comforting words were like a cool stream, helping Tunu push through her worries, even though so many questions remained unanswered. But she knew that hope would never die, and she would continue to believe that Truong would return just like they had always dreamed. Tunu nodded, her eyes blurry from tears. She wanted to say so many things, but every word got stuck in her throat. She could only silently watch Truong's mother leave, feeling the sudden rush of loneliness wash over her. The house was eerily quiet, no longer filled with the sounds of life, just the silent thoughts surrounding her. When Truong's mother disappeared from view, Tunu closed the door and quietly walked inside. The emptiness filled the space. There was no one, just her, and the longing for Truong. She looked around the house, the place where dreams of a happy life had been built, where she and Truong had planned their future together. But now, all that remained were unfinished walls and shattered pieces of a dream that had yet to be fulfilled. Tunu sat down on the chair in the corner of the room, her hands wrapped around her knees, staring out the window. She thought about Truong, about the moments they had shared, and the promises he had made about their future. Those memories flowed through her mind like a river, constantly reminding her that she could never move on. She wondered, was he okay? Did he miss her the way she missed him? Perhaps he too was suffering, only he couldn't be here to share it with her. Each day, Tunu put up another missing person poster for Truong, asking everyone she could, but there was still no new information. She was tired, not because of work or everyday worries, but because of the longing for Truong, the hopelessness of not knowing where he was or whether he was safe. Tunu stood up and walked over to the desk where she kept the pictures of Truong, the clippings from newspapers, and the missing person flyers she had spread everywhere. She looked at the photos, her eyes filled with longing. Truong wasn't just her partner. He was her companion in every plan, every dream. She couldn't accept that he might be gone forever. She wondered, was it because she was too weak, too dependent on Truong? She couldn't explain the pain she felt, the way the longing seemed to weigh down on her heart with every passing moment. But she couldn't give up. She couldn't let Truong return to no one waiting for him. Dewey needed a family, and she needed Truong. She needed him to come back to finish everything they hadn't yet done. Outside, the night slowly descended, painting a picture of quiet solitude. She sat in that silence, resting her head on her hands, quietly crying. Not because she was weak, but because it was the only way she could express the longing, the worry, and the boundless love she had for Truong. She told herself that no matter what, she would keep searching for him, never giving up. One day, she was sure Truong would return, and when that happened, all the struggles and pain would be rewarded with complete happiness. Tunu stood up, determined to continue her journey. She knew that even though Truong wasn't here, hope would always be the light guiding her way. And no matter how long it took, she would never give up.